Generosity is us making a difference, making a footprint for the love of Jesus in this community. So you can count on hearing about the journey, being involved in making lives better, because that's what we want to be. We believe that's what God's called us to be. So it would have been winter of 2015. We had continued to grow, but our ability to be connected and to really serve the city required a better space than where we were. We were just packing out that space. So while we were praying for God to open a space, there was another congregation praying about what God wanted them to do with their space.
Well, we're Muriel and Roland Peitsch. We've been attending the journey for the last 5 years, but we were members of the Belmont Street Church for over 50 years.
We, as people know, our church was going down. Not many people were coming anymore and so forth. And we had just been praying that the Lord would direct us some way for the church to still be a ministry. And the Lord opened the doors for the journey through the pastor that we were having at that time.
Pastor Howard, yeah.
Pastor Howard, and he contacted Tom.
We got a call from the pastor of Belmont Street Baptist Church, just exploring whether or not we wanted to use this space. And from our side of it, we were just surprised to have this opportunity come up. We didn't picture ourselves necessarily in such a historic space. But if you could take a pin and put it in the heart of the city of Worcester, it was 25 Belmont Street. That led to prayerful conversations and the birth of a vision of us coming into this space and enfolding the church body that remained here.
The way that Bell Hill campus came about was never, like, how can you even pray for that? It was so beyond, it was so beyond what I think anyone could have imagined that people could do. And then stepping into the space and realizing only God could do this.
That was just an incredible season of God stretching us and leading us into the unknown and just trusting Him with everything, our finances and our comfort level. It was a faith journey for sure.
We took possession of the building July of 2015 and spent a summer just putting our personality in the building.
It was a marathon for 2 or 3 months of every night that whole summer. There were dozens of people in the building, painting and scraping. I mean, we totally renovated entire sections of this building in a couple months.
You know, the outpouring of love of just people giving of their talents, of their time, of their funds to be able to make that a space that people could find God at and be able to commune with other people was just mind-blowing.
And then in September of 2015, we had our first service. It was packed out.
So it was wonderful to have the journey come to our church and pick up where things should be and see how it reminded us of the many years ago when our church was full with people and we had a lot of ministries going out, and for the journey to come and want to be at our church now and still be in the neighborhood, it was a real blessing to us and a real answer to prayer.
The season of coming into Bell Hill moved us from our forming years to really becoming a movement in the city. If the season up at the Tech was the foundation season, this was the season of realization. of really seeing the vision birthed and begin to grow exponentially. And the vision of an intergenerational, ethnically diverse community really began to form as our church body began more and more to reflect the makeup of the city. So it was an exciting season of really seeing those things that we were praying for birthed.
I remember in our early days, we had a real value for serving and loving Worcester, and I think it's always been a value, but I think having the new space and the new building, we were able to really build relationships with a community and to go deeper than just popping in and out.
I just remember a lot more people getting involved, not just coming to attend on Sunday, but having a role to play. And yeah, being able to host those early events, the Splash Fest and the movie nights and stuff that we could do on our space, it just gave people so many more opportunities to put into action what I think we'd been valuing for a long time, talking about for a long time, and waiting for. And then this location, Belmont Street, it just kind of a perfect fit for everything that God had been building all that time.
There was some real intentional thought about connecting in with the community. We had different activities just to be able to bring people in and to be able to connect with them in a way that was real, genuine, right? Just genuine. We want to be a part of this community, and we want you to be here with us.
Since that time, hundreds more people have had similar experiences to me where they have found that relationship with Christ and they have been baptized and have entered into that relationship with Him. And I just remember being so on fire in that season and just wanting everyone to come to know the Lord the way that I had, and look at all that He's done for me, and my depression's gone, and don't you want to know Him? He wants to know you. He wants to have that personal relationship with you. And just seeing how hundreds of people have been able to find that same sort of connection with the Lord in this community, in this place. It's just amazing to be a part of that story.
We've been enjoying His ministry. I mean, it's opened our hearts and our lives to new horizons that, sometimes you get complacent in your Christian walk, but He opened my eyes that no matter what age we're at, it's still the journey to continue.
You know, as a pastor, when you're looking to do good things in the neighborhood, you could fall into the trap of wanting immediate benefit from that. We won't know the impact that we're having on this generation until years from now, and we may never know about it. But that's what real incarnational ministry is. You're in it for the long haul. You're going to make investment that may not yield church growth benefit, but the kingdom value that you're bringing is something that is worth all the effort.
What I've learned is the difference between church programs and outreaches and things of that nature and what is truly what I believe God's calling for us, which is to be in our communities, to be involved with every part of our cities and our towns and our neighborhoods. It's not just about what goes on inside the church walls, which is important, but it's only important if it flows out of the church and into the neighborhood and makes real cultural significant change. And there's no way you can plan for that. There's no way you can predict what that's going to look like. You just have to make relationships, and you have to be there, and you have to be present in your neighborhood and in your communities, and then God will take that relationship and do amazing things with it.
I think that whole generosity component so marks who we are as a church, that it opens the door for the most generous thing we could give people, which is the gospel. Right. And this has been something that has been at the heart of the journey and will continue to drive us.